I'm Lloyd. Welcome to the Creator Roundtable, a bi-weekly series where I'll walk you through some of the latest updates across the creator economy. We are an AI company, so I thought it'd be interesting to start by recapping what happened over at OpenAI this week, considering that it was a crazy week for AI as a whole. Let's dive in. For those of you who may not know, OpenAI owns ChatGPT, so they're a pretty big player within the AI space. Sam Altman, who happens to be the face of AI right now and the CEO of OpenAI, was fired seemingly out of the blue. This would be like waking up and finding out that Elon Musk was fired from SpaceX. Now, this was already bad, but it got even worse when the co-founder and president at OpenAI, Greg Brockman, also decided to resign in protest. Now, the board didn't see that coming, which resulted in OpenAI's leadership functioning more like a game of musical chairs. Now, you're probably wondering the same thing I am. Why the heck was Sam Altman fired in the first place? Now, the rumor is there was a clash between OpenAI's money-making side and their nonprofit mission. Now, I kind of get this, right? OpenAI's needs to make money to continue to function as a business over making sure that AI is safe is a concern for a lot of people. But the story gets even crazier. Some of OpenAI's investors, like Microsoft, and some of the employees that work at OpenAI, they weren't vibing with this new change in leadership. So over 500 employees threatened to resign and protest as well. Now, I'm sure you can imagine for anyone, including the board, this was pretty concerning. And so everyone got back to the negotiating table and they were able to get Sam Altman back at the company, and all of the employees no longer had to threaten to resign. Now, this is a crazy series of events. It feels like it should be a movie, but I can't wait to hear what you think about this. Let me know in the comments. Up next, we have a big update from Instagram. Instagram is now going to allow you to post regular reels and regular posts to close friends, not just your stories to close friends. You'll now be able to post anything you post on Instagram just to your close friends. This is a pretty big update because this to me is a sign that Instagram wants creators to prioritize community. Now, one way to utilize this is to continue to post your regular content going to everyone, but then also to post more intimate content about you personally as a creator and specifically label that to your close friends. Believe it or not, the people that subscribe to your content love learning more about you as a person and you as a creator, in addition to also learning about the content that you post online. As I understand it right now, there is no limit to how many people can be in your close friends. So even if you wanted to put all of your followers in your close friends, theoretically, that's something you should be able to do. However, you may want to tag some of your content as close friends just because people still do feel warm and fuzzy when they realize that they are in your close friends, and even more so people that subscribe to your content. You can utilize this feature by updating your audience tag when you're about to make a post. Instead of leaving it on everyone, you'll just want to toggle it to close friends. Now, I'd like to talk to you a bit about growth. Specifically, I'd like to encourage you to start considering attending conferences in real life. Now, this might be a bit weird, especially coming out of the pandemic a few years ago. A lot of people do a lot more things about creator stuff virtually. I'd like to encourage you to explore actually going to a conference, whether it's in the city that you live in or in another city. And I have 3 specific conferences I think you should check out. Don't worry if you aren't able to travel. All 3 of these conferences will have virtual options as well. But I want to start by highlighting why I think you should attend conferences. A lot of times people try and network upwards, but there's an amazing creator named Issa Rae, a producer and talent of a show called Insecure. And one of the things that she said is instead of always trying to network upwards, we should try and network laterally with our peers, right? I've noticed that when I attend conferences, it's such a great opportunity to learn from other creators, to see how other creators are posting their content, but also to build relationships with other creators that I never would have met online. I've went on several times to collaborate and partner on creating content with people that I've met at conferences. So with that, let's get into the 3 conferences I think you should check out next year. Number 1 is VidCon. VidCon is a conference that takes place in Anaheim, California. It's one of the few conferences that brings together creators, social media platforms, and fans all together in one place. Now, all 3 of these conferences haven't released their pricing for next year, so I will drop them below. So make sure you subscribe to them just so that you're notified when they do post their pricing for next year. Conference number 2 is a conference called Podcast Movement. It's a podcast conference for creators, and they literally talk to you about everything podcasting, all things podcasting. Everything from audio to new video trends to how people are using social media for their podcast to how people are using AI for their podcast. It is the place you want to be if you're a creator considering starting a podcast or growing your podcast. Their conference is in August. It'll be in Washington, D.C. next year, but they also have not released pricing for it just yet. Conference number 3 is called Vid Summit. Vid Summit is a conference for video creators, influencers, and marketers. It's also partially owned by Mr. Beast, which is really, really cool. It takes place in Dallas, Texas, and they also have not released their pricing, but I will drop a link to their platform down below so that you can subscribe as well. I think Vid Summit is perfect for people that want to double down on platforms like YouTube or really any video-centric platform. Vid Summit normally has a lot of great speakers, a lot of great marketers there. So if you're thinking about growing on YouTube or even learning how to leverage YouTube to grow your brand, or you work for a company that wants to leverage video, highly recommend you check it out. I hope you consider attending at least one of these conferences. Opus will definitely be there, and we would love to meet you in person. Lastly, I would be remiss if I didn't share an amazing YouTube video with you. One of my good friends and brand partners over at Opus, Nick Nimmin, just released an amazing video on how creators can double their income, and I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but I do just wanna tell you a little bit about it so that you can go check it out. So much of what Nick talks about is non-traditional ways to make money leveraging your content. Nick has done an amazing job monetizing his platform, and he walks through how much money he's made, but also how you can do the same as a creator. I'm gonna link the video below in the description. Please check it out, and then let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me today. The goal of this series is to keep you updated about some of the amazing things happening in the creator space to make sure that you can continue to grow as a creator. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Also, if you're interested in joining our Discord, drop a comment and I'll send you the link to it. I mean, there's literally thousands of other creators that use Opus that are in our Discord, and we'd love to have you there. Until next time, peace.